Hello, hello, all the people coming in. So fun. Let's talk biz call on a grey Wednesday. This call is brightening up my day. Getting to spend an hour with all the people. I'm going to give you all a few minutes to come in. Oh, so fun. Love reading all the people who are coming in. I love you all. I love you all. Okay, I'm going to get started. What I want to tell you is everything I am offering you are my thoughts. I think I'll give you one statistics, which those of you who know me know I don't even really trust statistics. So even that is a thought. I put this class together because I coach lots and lots of people, mostly coaches who are in the online business sphere. And I'm always listening for what's causing suffering, what are the thoughts that are causing suffering, what are the ideas that are causing suffering, because, my whole purpose of my entire business, really of my life, is to decrease suffering for us. And sometimes we cause ourselves suffering, or we offer thoughts that cause suffering without even knowing it. The reason I'm stressing this with you is this. If you hate what I'm saying, please disregard it immediately. If it doesn't feel good to you, if it makes you feel worse, just decide that for you, it's nonsense. It doesn't apply. It's not for you. My thoughts that I'm offering are for those of you for whom the current way of thinking about business, building businesses, online businesses, mostly my experiences with coaches. Nothing I'm going to say is unique to coaching, but just so you know, that's my experience, although I also have access to a lot of other business owners, which I'm going to talk about. But it's to counter some of the thoughts that are rolling around in our online business sort of group mind that don't work for you, that make you be down on yourself, down on your business, think you're doing it wrong, think you should be somewhere else. That's what this is for. So if you're amazing in your business, then I want to offer you that all the thoughts you're having are the best thoughts ever. And you don't need this call. You're welcome to stay because I love you and I love hanging out with you. And there's going to be some coaching. And also, I'm going to tell you all something really fun at the end. So that's fun. Alrighty. I have 4 topics that I'm going to cover. They're not related. Their connection is these are topics that I hear the current approach is causing suffering. Okay. And I'm going to keep reminding you. If you hate what I'm saying, it does not apply to you. It doesn't mean you're wrong. It means I'm wrong for you. All right. 2 of these ideas, if you were on the Get Coached business call last week, you heard them. But, always good to hear things again. And that was actually the origin of this call, that I taught in Get Coached on business entrepreneurship, and I taught 2 ideas and people just lapped them up. And I was like, I need to share this with everyone I know. So topic number 1. Entrepreneurship is not the same as owning or starting a business. You can to have a coaching business, to have an online business, to have any kind of business, you don't have to be an entrepreneur. And based on the stats, you are less likely to be an entrepreneur. So I want to talk to you just a little bit about the difference as I see it. In all the business owners I've come across, and some of the books I've read a few books on this as well. And the reason I want to tell you about this is there seems to be this idea that we should all be entrepreneurs. We're building online coaching businesses. And that if you aren't displaying some of those qualities, we are doing it wrong. That is not the case at all. Okay, so some of you will know that a few years ago, I joined, it's called EO. It's a global network of entrepreneurs. It is my favorite thing in the world. I love, love, love being there. Everyone in there is a successful entrepreneur because there's a ceiling of revenue that you have to have made in order to join. In Toronto, it's $1 million US. I thought it was that all over the world, but I was talking to somebody from Florida and she said they've made it $2.5 million, which would not be great for me because then I'd be kicked out, which would be very sad. My reason for joining is I just kept seeing this kind of group think that around in my coaching community. And I always like to explore the other options. And I'm also very intuitive. It didn't all resonate with me. So I thought, let me go out and learn how other entrepreneurs think. I wanted to expose myself to so much bigger thinking than I have and in different ways, because, copying each other is not always the most effective way to establish your brand. So I've been in 2 forums. It's huge. You have connections, big events all over the world. It's like unbelievable. Honestly, if any of you are at that threshold, I highly recommend joining. They have chapters all over the world. But also part of it is you have a small forum, which is very intimate and amazing. And I've been in 2. So that means that of the Toronto entrepreneurs, I have been had a very close inside eye to the mind of like 15 of them. So in general, an entrepreneur has these qualities. They're looking to solve a problem in the world. So the business they create is, I see a gap, I see a problem, I will solve it. And they just kind of barrel in, take lots of risks, very solution-oriented, very much make things happen. They'll see a gap, something from nothing. They'll create, they're driven. They often are disrupting their industry with innovative ways of doing business. When I read all that, I was like, ew, that's not me. Maybe I should go work for somebody else. No. A business owner has an opportunity to be equally successful. A business owner just has a different quality of experience they create in their business. So business owner will provide a product or service like coaching, or of course it could also be a physical product, and is looking to grow their business. Often a business owner prefers a little bit more stability. It's not that they don't take risks, but they more manage their risks and are looking for ongoing income, not necessarily looking to create a whole new industry or create a whole new way. So for me, that was just such a relief. I was like, oh, yeah, that's what I do. Doesn't mean I don't have great ideas. Doesn't mean I can't be very successful. I just don't have that sort of entrepreneurial quality, which many of the entrepreneurs I talk to will say, I was born an entrepreneur. And I see it in some of my nephews. My brother is a very successful serial entrepreneur and he has 4 boys. And I see it in only 2 of them. We used to go away for this program for Passover, the whole family. And I remember one time we were hiking and my one nephew, he was like 5, and he found this big, this beautiful stone. I don't know what it was exactly. We were hiking some caves, right? Brings it back. Pays his older brother. He has no money at this point. He's made no money. Pays his older brother to chop it up for him. Creates a table in the lobby of our hotel, gets a tablecloth from the waiters, makes a sign, $5 per bit. Paid his brother like probably $20 to cut them all up, right? And he had like 10. No, he had way more. Whatever. He was going to make $100. I think he probably was more than 5. I'm guessing like 6 or 7, like something ridiculous. And then I've watched him over the years with other ideas. So, I was not doing that at 8. And I'm not saying you have to have been there, but that seems to be sort of fairly common thread in the stories. Okay, so based on what I've told you, I'm giving you a poll and I want you to check if you are a business owner or entrepreneur based on this, what we just learned. Okay, amazing. I'm going to end the poll. So we have about a 70-30 split, which is actually very cool because that's the stats. If you're in a room with four people who have a business, in general, one of them is going to be an entrepreneur. Cool, no? Why is that cool? I think that in our coaching world, we often use the 2 terms interchangeably. And so we think, if I don't have this huge goal and I'm not willing to like risk my house and my children and the farm, can't have a coaching business, not going to be successful. Not true at all. So I want to tell you about somebody that I know very well. And I have to make sure that none of you will recognize them, but just in case if the details are different. Okay, so they are in the healthcare business, let's say in medicine. They have an amazing medical practice. They started out, then they started hiring staff. Now they have associates. They bought the building, very successful, providing the medical service that they are specialized and trained to do. One day, they're going to sell the building and the business. It's huge, the amount of goodwill. Anybody you talk to in my town, they know this professional, they love them. Huge, very successful, very solid. Then this person, in treating people over the many, many years, discovered that there's a very common problem and created a device that would solve it. That's entrepreneurial. Except it never went to market because they weren't willing to take any risks to get it made. It's a brilliant idea. They weren't willing to put any of their own money in. And in general, investors want to see you putting in some of your money in order for them to put in their money. And interestingly, when asked why they wouldn't, they said, what if it doesn't work? So this person is an amazing business owner. They're not an entrepreneur. They wanted to be. They had a stunning idea. They're not. Highly successful. Okay, now I want you to put in the Q&A, are you satisfied with being what you are? Whatever you said. Business owner. Oh, Jana, what's the name of the entrepreneurial world network? My New Dream. I don't know why no one knows about it, honestly. EO. If you look up EO, you'll see it, and then your town, like EO Toronto, you will for sure find it. If not, type in Entrepreneur Organization Toronto. It's non-profit, which is amazing, which means all our Jews just go into programming. Okay, Colleen, yes, I would see it more as a spectrum. People lie along, but I'm probably closer to business owner than entrepreneur. I agree with you, Colleen. I'm so glad you brought that up. Of course, there's a spectrum, right? Some of us are business owners, we take more risks. Some are entrepreneurs, want to be more solid. Many of us have bits of both. So I totally love that. Okay, tell me, yes, it gives me relief. I've fulfilled my purpose for this call. Thank you. Okay, satisfied with being a business owner. Don't you just love that? Now it's sort of the trend. Okay, amazing. So, oh, why does it matter so much? Okay, it doesn't matter at all. The reason that I'm raising it is that for many people in the coaching world that I'm in, this idea that you should be an entrepreneur causes a lot of suffering because they aren't. And so they think, oh, if I don't do it that way, I won't be successful. So that's why it matters. In the overall scheme of things, not, especially if you're okay with it. So I agree with you so much, Colleen. Like, my story is, I definitely identify as a business owner, and I have done some big things and had some big dreams, but often because other people would give me the idea, you should start this, you should do this. I'll be like, okay, let's do that. And I also am a life coach, and I get a lot of coaching. So the fear of risks that I might have normally had, although I actually don't have fear of risk, I just don't have these like huge ideas of, seeing gaps and stuff. So, but interestingly, over my many years of being in this business and creating new things and seeing how amazingly satisfying and fun it is, I did see a gap earlier this year in the market that I thought was a gap. I thought it was a problem to be solved, that I saw coaches using coaching against themselves and also spending all their money and all their time signing up for lots and lots of programs because of this yearning to learn. I also saw coaches signing up and then spending all their time in these programs as opposed to going and, helping some people. So I decided to create a monthly learning program. I was very intentional about it. I decided it was not going to be a membership. There was not going to be this whole area where you could go like spend all your time. And it was going to be very, very defined what I'd offer, because we all want to learn, right? Most of us coaches, we love learning, and really all professionals, right, should have a monthly development. So I, because of EO, actually, somebody talked about a book and about having recurring customers, and it like sparked me thinking, oh my gosh, I want to do it, but I don't want to do it in the normal way. we do it in this coaching world that I had seen. I'm sure there's many other ways. I just had seen one way. So I created my own way, and it's amazing. If you're not in my monthly learning series, you really should be. It's designed for coaches. It's professional development, and it's literally about 4 hours of your month, because I want you to come in, learn something new, and go and apply it. Get some coaching, learn some new coaching, go and apply it. So I sort of feel like, because I'm exposing myself to that thinking, I am developing some of that. It's very, very fun. But I don't think I'm ever going to be a person who have such a big idea that I would like risk my house. I do have a big idea, but I'm not risking my house for it. So I'm figuring out how I will one day get it done. Okay, that is it. Type in questions if you like. I'll answer them as we go. And then once I'm finished talking, we'll do some coaching. Happy business owner. Thank you. I'm a building business as an owner, and I have growing pains. Yeah. Either way, there'll be some growing pains. On the business owner, the end of the spectrum, some entre traits, satisfied. I love it. Okay. I feel more relaxed now that I don't need to be an entrepreneur. Yes. Okay. Colleen, I'm not even taking minor risks. I'd like to see myself as having entrepreneurial characteristics that I just haven't tapped into yet. Okay, beautiful. Fun, exciting, but scary to take on more of this identity. Okay, so Colleen, here's my advice to you. This is what I did. So fun. I read case studies of people who were entrepreneurs and who had started businesses, failed. There's tons of them. So if you just Google on Amazon, books about successful entrepreneurs, many of them write their story, once they're done. That's what I would do, because that will get you into their minds. And as you're reading, look for their minds, look at the risk, look what they did when they failed. And then you can start to get into that. I should just tell you, because it's an amazing program. Lena, I'm totally turned off by go big or don't bother. I know, being told small dreams aren't enough. And we're limiting ourselves by thinking so small. You, Lena. For some people, it's true. But for others, it feels grounding to say, I'm going to have this little goal, not little, but this goal that other people might call little, and I'm going to go for it and achieve it. It feels very grounding, as opposed to the other might just feel very discombobulating. So yes, Lena, go for it. Incremental goals get you where you're going. And whatever you do, go small, help a few people. You are changing the world. Okay, yes, EO. They're not paying me to advertise them, by the way. For those of you who are making, again, in Toronto, it's 250,000 or more, they have EO Accelerator, which is the most ridiculous program. The dues are very low, and you get unbelievable support from EOs, because the goal is to mentor the next, EO members. So just in case you're in between that level. Amazing. Okay. Next thing I want to talk to you about is what we charge as whatever business we're offering. So here's my teeny bit of economics that I know. In a free market, which we are all operating in, what we are able to charge is driven by, it's supply and demand. It's what the market will support. So whatever I'm supplying you with, based on the demand, the market is going to support a certain price. It actually has very little to do with the value you are providing. It has to do with how much competition is there, how many people want it, how many people who have money that they're willing to spend how many people want to spend money on that, and can you get yourselves in front of them? Of course, what they'll charge has to do with their thoughts, and sometimes that's what we want to address. But we know all that, so I'm not addressing it, not because I don't think it's valid. I'm addressing it because there is the other part that we don't seem to talk about, which is in different economies, i.e. different markets, there will be a different taste for different rates. So I hear coaches who are very embarrassed if they charge what they consider to be a low rate, or who think that if they're not charging a high rate from the get-go, they're not valuable, and they think they shouldn't do it. I think nothing is further than the truth. I coach coaches all the time on not closing sales. They get consults. That means everything's working up to the person in front of them who wants to hire them and wants to give them some money. And if they're not closing all the time, it could be their consult skills need to be worked on again. I'm not talking about any of that. there's enough material about that. I want to bring you what we don't talk about, which is it could be your prices are above what the market wants to pay. So I'm always referring people, right? People come to me all the time looking for a life coach, and then I refer them out. I have my deep dive coaches, and I refer them to the right one. And if there's no one in the deep dive coach who has that specific niche, then I'll refer out of it. And the most common thing I get from people in my personal life who aren't aware of coaching or who haven't been sort of educated to pay a certain amount, they come to me and they go, like, this is an example. He came to me, the man, and he said, I liked him. He was an interesting guy. I'm interested in working with him, but I just don't understand why his rates are 5 times what my therapist charges. I mean, it's a fair question, right? So we have the option of going and educating people on why they should pay 5 times what therapist charges. And I think that is an amazing option. It's not for me. I'm not a big marketer. Or we can charge what the market wants to pay us and not make it mean anything about our value. The value that you give as a person who wants to help provide relief from suffering is immense, whatever they are paying you. So I gave this example in the Get Coach, so I'm sorry if you heard it again, but one of my DDC alums has a very, very specific niche. And she came onto an alum coaching call that we have once a month, and she was getting consults, exactly like I said, not closing. And then she kind of just mentioned as an aside that there is an established and recognized professional in this niche in the community she's selling to who charges, I think it was like $150 an hour, and she was trying to charge $350. So I said, why would they come to you if the recognized expert is charging less than half? Now, the recognized expert doesn't do mindset. So is she worth it? A bazillion times over. Except the market doesn't know that. So my advice was come down to his rate or lower. Get some clients in. Advantage number one, you start to get really confident about your coaching, right? You get confident about consults. When people say yes, you get really experienced as coaching, and you become a recognized expert. Then you can do whatever you like with your rates. But you can only do that if you're not telling yourself that means I am worth less. So after the Get Coached call, I got an email from somebody that day. Thank you for advice. I lowered my rates and I closed. Now you might be thinking, listen, if I can't get $350 or $500 or whatever, it's not worth it for me. Okay, I'm not talking to you. If that feels amazing to you, I love you. Go for it. Figure out how to overcome all the objections to $500. That is a way. I just want to offer you another way, especially when you're starting out. So many coaches hear about these huge rates. They're brand new. They don't have a lot of confidence. They don't have a lot of experience. I'm not saying you can't charge it, but it's hard to present a high rate and explain why the people should pay so much above what they consider to be sort of market norm, right? Which people who don't know coaching are comparing to a therapist when you haven't coached a lot. So for me, when I was starting out, I was like, I just want to coach. If someone pays me $3, I'll be ecstatic. And honestly, I did 2 groups when I started out. I did weight loss. One was, it was called the Season of You weight loss group. I think it was 3 or 4 months, 12 sessions. And I charged $99. And I offered an evening and an afternoon. So I got 2 people in one, and I think maybe 1 or 2 in the other. And then I brought in some friends for free, right? Because I wanted to feel like a group. And it's 12 weeks. I think it maybe was. They were maybe paying, maybe I was earning like $3 an hour. It's not a problem at all. Showed up the exact same way as I do now. I also, okay, yes, this is what I want to say. The economy is a thing. I know it's a circumstance, and I know you can spend your entire life working your mind around it and your thoughts around it. And you can also try to do that with your clients. Also, it's a thing. So when the economy is buoyant, the mood is amazing, people are just talking about growth, I'm getting bonuses, other people in my family getting raises, everyone's got jobs. Am I more likely to pay somebody $1,000 an hour for coaching? Yes. Compared to people, there's layoffs, interest rates are crazy, expenses are higher, all the stuff that's going on now, right, in most of our worlds. So sometimes we just want to respond to the economy, even though I know it's a circumstance and I know you can think whatever you want about it. In our business, you can just decide, am I going to just keep banging my head against it and telling people just their thoughts about money? Or am I going to go, in this environment, the market is not supporting this rate. I can either just not sell or sell less, or I can come down, I can figure out what the market will support and just go for that. If you want to keep coaching and helping people, I recommend you do that. Imagine when we go back to a huge, beautiful economy, how much confidence and experience you will have established for yourself, and what a huge referral network by word of mouth. So then the work will be for you. What am I telling myself? And I was actually thinking about doing this. When I did the call, I thought I might halve my rates, because my rates are, I am currently $25,000 for 4 months. Market totally supported it. I had a solid, it was between 8 and 12 clients, really what I wanted. People were just like begging me to coach them. And it was just auto renew. Every time we were like, hey, your package is done, bam, yes. Now I still have the same amount of clients, but people are hesitating more. They're waiting longer to say yes. Some of them are saying, I think I'll take a break till next year. Some are saying, can I come every second week? And so I was thinking, I talked about my friend, and I was like, oh, I'll just halve my rates. I had zero emotion about this idea. And I'm not joking with you. I know it's not a reflection of my value. I was going to have as much fun. I was going to love my clients as much. Yes, I was going to do double the amount of sessions for the same money, but I was not going to make that mean anything about anything other than it's just a different time now. That was an amazing. I do think that, and I think most of my clients actually, because they kept renewing, do think it's worth it because of how quickly we see change with the kind of coaching I do, right? Like it could be like, go there for 4 sessions or come to me for 1, you're going to get the same result. And my people are busy. But also, maybe now they aren't. Anyway, I decided not to do it because I coach with Mark Butler on my business and money once or twice a month. And we looked at my numbers and he said to me, there is no evidence to support that I need to do it yet. And and I also read an article a while ago that I think Hermès posted their best quarter yet. Last quarter in this economy, right? Hermès is like super luxury brand. So, and I actually talked to somebody in EO as well, and they were like, there's always going to be space for luxury brands, which my coaching is kind of a premium luxury brand. So I'm not going to do that. But I am looking at, maybe I'll add a month. Maybe I'll make it for 6 months or then 4 months, just because there does seem to be a bit of hesitation, or I won't. So I'm sort of in that stage of deciding. I also love that I now have a $100 a month offer, or $150 a month offer for people who want to work for me. But what I want to promise you is, whatever I charge, yes, it will lead to less revenue, and that will lead to some deciding for me. But if you're starting out, it won't lead to less revenue. It'll lead to more revenue. So the only reason you wouldn't do it is because of what you would tell yourself or what you think your friends and peers might think. So just decide if you want to be working on that, or if you just want to keep knocking your head against the wall. That's what I want to tell you. Again, this is only relevant to you if you are not selling, you're getting people to come talk to you, you're not selling, and you've tried all the, coaching on all the thoughts and all of that. Or you just don't want to coach on objections. I don't want to coach on money objections. Someone says they can't afford it. I want to just believe them and help them figure it out. Usually what I do is, right, I'll say, I'll help you find another coach. And then I found one of my my deep dive coaches and refer to them, which I totally love to do. But that's up to you. I have said that in other forums, and people have said to me, I got coached on my money objections and it really helped. It was really not believing me. And I'm so glad I did. And all the power. I just personally don't want to do it because I wouldn't want someone to do it. If I said I don't have the money, it would be true. And then I would feel very sort of invaded if they coach me on it. So that's just personal. That's a total aside. Okay. Topic number 1. Topic number 2. Tell me your questions. I'm just looking at your questions. Oh, somebody said, yes, I get this all the time from a client. I think you're fantastic. But in Norway, I pay $150 to $250 for an ABA therapist. She works with autism, never as high as $350 and definitely not $1,000. We don't even have doctors or lawyers on these fees, right? Beautiful thing, though, she says she replied to her, oh, so good. This is Michelle, total entrepreneur. I want to pose to you is, what if in 1 hour we could do some amazing things? What if your result you were looking for was your child was at the store and you could just buy it and take it home and your child just had this thing? What if would you pay for that? That's a coach who believes in her offering 1,000%. So this doesn't apply to her. It applies to you if you're not really sure, you haven't had the evidence that you're 100% worth $350, but you could definitely talk yourself into believing that you're worth $150. Just charge that. And I promise you, in a year's time, you'll know you're worth $350. Okay, how do we find out why our market will pay? Beautiful question, Aida. Experiment. If you're finding the market won't pay what you're charging, just think about it. What should I try? What's a no-brainer? If you want to close, just ask a no-brainer. Harvard, 10%, just charge what. There used to be a time when my advice was always, this is from Mark Butler again, the highest rate you can say with a straight face. I don't think it's that time anymore. So honestly, total experiment. Saw a coach offer that we get money for the value we put in the world to a group with many stay-at-home moms. A lot of moms who really struggled with this and use it against themselves, right? Okay. Thank you for all your thank yous. What if I can't even get myself to put out offers? Does that mean I'm not comfortable with my price? I don't know, Megan. That is your work to do. And the way that I would find out, right, there's so many reasons that we don't want to put out offers. So the way I would find out is I would put I would do a model with myself, like me, with saying my price is whatever you've said. Let's say if it's, I don't know, $1,000 for a package, and then write out all your thoughts and feelings. And now switch it. My price is $200. Write out all your thoughts and feelings, and then you'll know. If you feel more comfortable with that, then it could be about the price, right? Could be about so many things. Okay. Amazing honesty on money. Can I please join the network of referral for lower end price coaching after deep dive coaches? Jana, you can join it, but you have to do my deep dive coach certification. That's how you get on the referral list. Okay. Would the monthly program benefit us even if we're still getting clear on who we serve? Yes. And how we refresh coaching skills, or is this for us to get out of our own way and stop our limiting beliefs? Listen, it's never for you to get out of your own way. You're always in your very best way. It's like such a mean thing to say, right? Get out of my own way. Get out of my way. Oh, it's like so mean. Lakita, you're in your way. You're perfect. You're amazing. You just haven't figured out why you're not doing what you want to do. That's it. So yes, the monthly program is for anybody. It's not advanced. It's for both advanced and beginners. It's for the whole spectrum of coaches who want to come and learn a fresh perspective on a different topic every month and also get coached and observe coaching. So I think everyone should do it. Also, you can join and there is an annual, but if you join the monthly, you can just leave after a month. Okay. Let's see. Okay, that's my next immediate goal. I love it. All righty. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. That is number 2. Number 3, I want to talk to you about work. I'm just going to say straight out. There seems to be, again, among us coaches in the world that I'm in, this feeling of like, I should be able to make a lot of money working a day a week, 2 days a week. I don't want to work all the time. I'm sorry, saying it meanly, but listen, I don't know a successful business owner, whether entrepreneur, BO, like NEO, like I said, you're at 15 people close. They just work, these people. They're making, some of them, many millions of dollars, not all profitable. Some of them are growing to sell. And then the goal is lots of revenue, not necessarily profit. So, but making way more money than I am. And they just work. I've never in EO, and I don't even know there's 15, right? I know a much broader group. We have WhatsApps and real life events. I've never heard anyone complain they're working too hard. Seriously, I've never heard them say, I have to work to make some money. It just doesn't come up. Now, do I hear people saying, I'm finding it difficult trying to balance my kids and, my relationship and my health and work? Yes, all the time. They just don't start with this baseline thought of, I should be able to make $1 million in 2 hours a week. So I'm offering that to you. If you have figured out how to do it, I love you. You're a genius. Keep doing that. Also, once people have sold their business, right? A lot of these people, they've had exits, they've sold, then yes, they get to. I mean, most of them just start another business, right? They're entrepreneurs. Or they just invest their money. Then they're not working. But when they are building and running their business, not just building, also running their business, they are in there pretty much business hours. Do they take vacations? Of course. Do they take time off to go, see somebody important? Absolutely. We have our meetings. They're 4 hours a month. We're all there. We have dinner. I just want to say to you, only because I hear a lot of, I want to make $120,000 this year. How much time do you have? We add up all the other things and it's like 4 hours a week. Again, I'm not saying you can't do it. I know there are people who do it and it's fantastic. I'm only offering this to you because if you aren't doing it, you might be feeling bad about yourself. Based on the amount of people I coach, they are. You're feeling inadequate. You're feeling less than. What am I doing wrong? What am I missing? I just want to offer you a shift in brain, which is building a business takes actual luck. Get my hands dirty. Get in there. Time, effort, attention, energy. Most entrepreneurs I know are talking about how their family are complaining, how even if they're not in there, they're still, they work too much. They think about it. Even when they're not there, they talk about it. So that's what I'm telling you. I'm not, again, 120K doesn't require, there's no formula for how many hours it takes. But if you're building a business, there's a lot to do. So if you only want to spend 4 hours, you may just want to change how much money you think you should be making and just see how that feels for you. Because if it takes away some pressure and some self-criticism, you're going to do amazing things in those 4 hours. And it's not typical, to make a ton of money like with 1 day a week. It's possible. It's not typical. The norm is you get in there. All right. Last thing I want to tell you, and then I'm also interested in your comments on this. Somebody's asking about my monthly learning in the essentials. Is the 90-minute call. The 90-minute call is a class similar to this on a specific topic. And then we have a 2-hour group coaching call once a month. Okay. Well, we found out more about that program. I love that you're asking about it. Yes, I am not on this call. I have something else to tell you about on this call. I will just send the info for you with the recording. How does that sound? Okay. Oh, so this is awesome. Okay, so Aida talks about she pretty much does work on her business 7 days a week, but she doesn't work evening or weekends. And she knows she's probably missing the potential to get clients. Okay, so then you just don't want to be confused about why you're not getting clients. I'm not saying you should. We just want to tell ourselves the truth. We just want to sit back and go, I don't know why I'm not getting clients. I mean, my people all only have weekends and evenings free, and I don't want to do it. But I don't know what's going on. We just want to tell ourselves the truth. I did evenings, I did weekends. When the Life Coach School started online coach certification, first time, I was offered to teach 10 classes and I grabbed that opportunity. This is when I started to make real money. It's a lot of money, right? It's $150,000 per, 6-month session. Even though I was the most highly valued instructor at the Life Coach School, I took all the classes no one wanted. I worked Sunday twice for 6 months. And it wasn't back to back. It was a morning and an afternoon. And I did 2 evenings. I'm not lying to you. And I think I did that for 2 rounds until I said no more. So I'm not saying you should, Aida. I'm just saying that if that's what you think is happening, then you just want to look at it and figure out what you want to do about it and just be clear on yourself. I think that's what's going on. Okay, my last thing is integrity. And then we'll do some coaching. We'll end around 2:30, if that's okay with you. All righty. This one's going to be controversial. And again, if you're on this call, I know this is not you, and I'm still putting out a call. I know lots of coaches. Well, right? Like trained everybody, coach everybody. So I want to tell you what I'm seeing. There is a lot of, what's the opposite of integrity? Not integrity, stuff being put out online. There's semi-truths, there's like opaqueness, semi-truths about the person's experience or credibility. There's opaqueness about the offer where it's presented in a way that's not clear, that you might assume you'll get more than you get. And I want to invite all of us. I am on a mission to have the coach industry's reputation be 100% ethical, complete integrity, transparency, and honesty. And we are not there yet. Not from a lot of what I'm seeing. I'm not saying everybody, please know this. I'm just offering this to you because it's a business call and I want us to talk business. I want us to talk about what other people are not talking about. So I even get asked for testimonials from coaches, and I'll go to their website and I'll be like, you didn't do that. You're not involved in that anymore. Like, I literally cannot believe it. Okay. Also, I don't take a lot of programs, but I have my deep dive coach alumni. We coach each other all the time, right? And I can't tell you how often it comes up that somebody paid for a service or a course and they just didn't get what they wanted. They looked at the person's online information. It was rave, 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 amazing, amazing, promise you the world, and they didn't get it. To the degree that I'm working with one of my coaches, Sarah Ellen, her and I, we talk about this a lot and what to do about it. And I don't want to make our deep dive coach alumni space a space where we go sort of complain and like out people. But I do want to make it a space where we protect each other and we have each other's back. So the way we have it now is people can come on and go, have you ever done this? And then like they can get DM'd. But she came up with, she came up with actually this idea of a questionnaire to guide coaches or anybody when you're thinking about a program, because, you know, there's often, this is another thing, right? There's often this urgency that is created that we don't think clearly and we miss our intuition to help people answer it. And in fact, we talked about doing it together. And then, you know, Sarah Ellen being Sarah Ellen, she just created it for me. She's like, here's the first draft, and it's brilliant. So we haven't rolled it out yet. But that's kind of the level of need for this. So what has it led to? Skepticism in the market. People are hesitant to sign up. I will not sign up with anybody online. I don't care what they say unless I have a personal recommendation. I won't hire anybody. So I want us to fix this. And in my business, anyone who's worked with me will tell you that I aim higher than ever for this. And so what I want to tell you, I just did. I announced last year when I signed up for my last advanced deep dive coach certification that it was the last one. And my reasoning was that I didn't think the market was supporting that level of investments, $18,000 for the program. And so I woke up one day, I had this brilliant idea, and I always act on my ideas. That's how I have no business plan or strategy. I just like wake up, I have an idea. I'm like, how does it feel? Great. Okay. So I decided that I would offer the last time this way, and then I was going to turn it into a much lower cost training where I would give all the materials, but there wouldn't be the enormous amount of personal support, guidance, feedback that people get, and the really, you know, the ongoing afterwards, because then it would make it that I could offer at that rate. So I announced it was the last one. I got people to sign up. It's an amazing group. We just finished, actually. It's like, I have loved this group so much. It was smaller than my usual ones, and it was even smaller because it was summer, so people were traveling, so the classes were smaller. So as we're getting to the end, I realized two things. Number one, I love teaching this program. It is a culmination of my life's work. I love it. It feels very important and meaningful because the additional skills the coaches are learning are enabling them to really use coaching as healing and just help their clients catapult their results. So that was the one thing. I was feeling sad. And the way I was going to do it wouldn't have me be so personally involved with the coaches. I coach them privately. We give them feedback. And I've loved that. The second more important thing was we teach them very deep skills. We teach deep processing of memory, deep processing of emotion. And as I'm guiding my students through it, I'm realizing it would be completely out of integrity to teach these skills without ongoing support and without very personalized feedback. There's no way I could do it. People do. Some of these things that I bring in, it's kind of a combination of many, many different avenues of, my specific deep dive coach way of processing, some really deep things. And some of them are taught just generally, but for me, my integrity was like, this is absolutely a no. And we did a lot of deep processing as a group with each other. And that's how come I was able to come to it. So that was really sad. I don't want to stop deep dive, right? So I was thinking I might offer it again, but I said it was the last time. And I never create fake urgency. You'll see. People say, I don't know about your monthly learning. I'm like, sign up anytime. It's open all the time. If I say it's the last time, it's really the last time. So I didn't know what to do, right? Because now I said it was the last time. And some of the people in my group probably signed up only because it was the last time. So I was at Mastermind, Life Coach School Mastermind, and I was talking to Trudy LeBron about it. And I was saying to her, I'm just going to meet with each of them and I'm like, ask for their permission, the ones who did. So she's like, don't ask their permission, but have a conversation with them. But I was going to honestly not do it unless I got their permission. So I put up in our Slack, anyone who signed up because I said it was the last time, please DM me. And they did. So a number of them said, I wouldn't have signed up unless it was the last time. I have no regrets. It was like the best thing I ever did. I'm so glad I did, blah, blah, blah. Okay, yay. Some of them said, the timing was not good for me. And financially, or I was traveling, or, whatever. I was dealing with a family member. And one person said to me, I had already paid for another program and I couldn't do both, so I let it go before. And they were clear. Nobody was like an emotional child about it. Everybody was like, I support you. I want you to do it. I want you to offer it. The world needs it. The coaching world needs it. And then, and this person said, it was my choice, right, to do this and give that up. I own it, not asking for anything. So what I'm doing is I'm totally making it right for each person. For that person, I phoned the coach that she had hired and I said, I want to make it right. What are you offering now? And I'm paying for her to go through what's being offered now. I feel amazing about it. One of them who really couldn't come because it was a bad time, I'm like, just come to the next one. She's like, oh, we take this spot from somebody else. And I said, it's your spot. So for each person, so that's what integrity feels like to me. I was totally in integrity when I said it. I don't want to give it up. So how can I respond with integrity? I mean, are some people going to think I was lying? 100%. I hope not, though, and I will have a conversation with them. So I'm telling you this because I want to tell you the good news that Advanced Deep Dive Coach Certification is happening again. We will sell it in November to start mid-February. I want to give people a long runway because often when I open, people will say, oh, I wish I could, but I've already signed up for this. So I just want you to know we'll start mid-February and we'll finish early summer. We might go a few weeks into school breaks and summer, but the last few weeks are really sort of quite slow. We're winding down, we're evaluating feedback and stuff. So all the intense work, the new material will be during the sort of regular winter term, for those of you for whom summer is challenging to be learning new things. I don't have all the details. I'm going to give them to you. I'll probably start selling. Christina's away this week, so then we'll need next week. So it'll probably start by the end of November. I'll have sold, and I'll give you all the information on email. But I did want to announce it because I did just decide I just finished with all of my deep dives now, sort of making them whole, and I have all of their blessing to go ahead and do it. So that's fun. So that is what I want to tell you. I want to tell you that you might feel tempted to use some of the marketing that's out there and some of the wording that doesn't feel great to you, but it looks successful. People are being very successful with it. I just want to tell you, check in. Is this fully aligned with who I am? Does this feel fully in integrity? And if it doesn't, please don't do it. You might make some money from the other way, but what is the cost to you? What is the cost to our industry, where we're all just wanting to serve and help people with a pure heart? So that is it. That's what I got for you. I would love to hear your comments online. Oh, Okay. Patty, deep dive really was the best training experience. My coaching skills went from good to phenomenal. I love it, Patty. Can I put that on my website? Okay. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Is it all online? You know, it's a good question that you're asking me, Christine, because it is always all online. And in my monthly learning, I have two tiers. I have three tiers. The top tier is sold out, but in the middle tier, there's a full day event in Toronto, because we all really love to hug each other. And I mostly love to hug all of you. And I'm thinking, again, I'm not promising. I keep announcing things that I haven't decided about, but I'm doing it again. I'm thinking it'd be so fun to add on a day for all my deep dive coaches, the ones in the program and all of my alumni also. So hasn't totally been decided, but it's kind of, it's on my mind. So for people who can't come, obviously it'll be recorded. I don't think I'm going to do the live Zoom thing, because whenever I've been to ones that are hybrid, I don't enjoy them. I feel like there's a lot of distraction from the tech and the delay, but it will be recorded. So that's what I'm saying. Typically 6 months. Yeah, it keeps changing because I keep adding things. I always add things. This time I added private coaching on either end, so it keeps growing. I think when we started it was 3 months. Okay, please tell all your deep dive coaches we're so grateful for them to give permission. Thank you, Christine. Is any of the material in my monthly program covered in deep dive? Not really, because my monthly program also really does benefit deep dives. Okay, the only way to go. Yes, integrity. Yes, 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 yes. Okay. Yeah, leaves a bad taste in your mouth as saying anything. And you know, it doesn't only leave a bad, when people just say anything to get the sale, it doesn't only leave a bad taste in the mouth of our consumers, it leaves a bad taste in our mouth. And then how do we show up? So often I coach on people saying, I feel like a fake, imposter syndrome, right? We all talk about it. And my response is always, listen, you're only an imposter if you say something that's not true. So if you pretend to be an expert in something because you experienced it once, you should feel like an imposter. If you worked in a business and you didn't run it, and you're saying you've run businesses, you should feel like an imposter, right? So the way to not feel like an imposter is just tell the truth straight up. I'm not saying you have to give details you don't want to give about yourself. Not at all. You can be very, very selective about what you say. Just make sure it's done in full integrity. So I'm going to, okay, beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, let's do some coaching. There she is. Hello. How are you?
I didn't think you were going to pick me.
I did, because you were the first person to raise your hand. How fun is that?
That's pretty
What
fun.
did they say? First person gets the early bird, catches the worm or something. I don't know. All righty. What's happening, Colleen? What are we coaching on?
So I'm kind of at the very beginning of my journey. I'm just finishing up certification.
Yay, well done.
And I'm kind of finding myself like getting a lot of nerves, and I think sort of hesitating, like even dragging out the certification process.
Oh,
Because
why?
and listening to your call today, you know, it was kind of like bringing up a lot of that nervousness about putting myself out there, and going from, like, right now it's sort of this little like idea of, it's kind of this lovely little possibility, and kind of going from that to like, oh, I'm gonna actually try to do it, and then there's a, you know, chance that it could not work, and trying to kind of get past that little hump, I guess.
So the thing is, you could do it from this feeling of like lovely idea and possibility.
Well, yeah, I want to argue with you.
Yeah,
that.
let's argue. I want you to argue with me.
It feels like I almost like have to let go of that too, because, well, I mean, it's just, it's like such a possibility, such a I don't know, it's sort of like there's no chance of rejection or failure or missteps.
Yes. And
With this
none
kind
of that,
idea.
none of that inevitably will take away all this lovely possibility feeling in you. Unless you think something that takes it away.
Oh, I see what, yeah, I see that. Yes.
They
Yeah.
say no, and I'm in still lovely possibility. I'm like, oh, that was step one. I don't know how many steps, but I'm staying in the lovely. So lovely that they said no, thank you, because now I'm further to that beautiful possibility than I was before they said no.
It's like blowing my brain a little bit there. I mean, I still want to argue with you, but now I'm having more trouble figuring out how to make my argument.
Oh my gosh, I love it. This is my favorite thing of coaching. You get complete relief. Your mind is blown. You're like, wait, I want to bring myself back to that place where I'm worried about rejection. Listen, I'm going to end this because I'll tell you why. I want you to take this little clip and I want you to like literally listen to it every day. Because, you know, we program our brain, right? Every time we hear the same thing. Every time you hear it, you'll have that mind-blowing expansiveness. And it doesn't matter what comes up next, but every time you hear it, it's reinforcing the possibility that you could do it from that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
That
you're going to want to argue, but I don't want us to analyze all those arguing thoughts. I want you to stay in that.
I like that idea.
Awesome. Thanks, Colleen.
Thank you. That was awesome.
Thank you for bringing that. You're definitely not the only person who has that. Okay, we have Leah or Leah Herman. You'll tell us when you come on. Next is Mirinda. What is that picture? That is a very interesting picture. I don't know what it is.
I don't know.
You don't know either. Oh, Zoom gave it to you. Awesome. Hi.
So
tell us.
I am completely confident that I can get clients because I've had clients, and I'm completely confident that I can make money because I've had money, and my offer is a no-brainer, priced just fine. It is such a screaming deal. All that's good. And I actually am in a place now where none of my clients are active, and I was so excited when the last one cycled out.
Why?
Because it felt like, oh, now I have possibility. Like, I already know I can do this. That's not the issue.
Yeah.
So I'm coming from a pretty good place around that.
Love it.
I can look and say, what is it that I want? How do I want to grow this? And so forth. Here's the thing that I keep tripping over is that I have some really challenging life circumstances around my child, around my mother, things that I'm taking care of. And one of the things that I'm battling with myself about is, and it just makes me want to cry.
Yeah.
How do I do all these really hard things in life? I'm taking care of so many people, and some of it's really serious. And I run my business. And I'm still taking care of myself in here. You know, I have a habit of pushing. Like, I get through hard things by pushing. I went on a retreat to the Arctic Circle in April, and I came back with the sense there's no more pushing. I can walk towards things, but there's no more pushing. And everything stopped. My calendar planning stopped, like everything stopped.
Yeah.
You know, and then I see myself sort of getting strong again. I'm like, wait, no, I'm not doing
yeah.
So this is part of the reason I feel incredible stress about not having money coming in.
Do you?
Yes.
Okay, I was going to ask you about that. Okay.
Absolutely. And I also feel incredible possibility that this is what this time is for. And I see myself not taking steps in my business that are the same fears that I've had. You know, I can see those tendrils back. I'm in my 50s now, back into my 20s. So it's that, where's the healthy piece of I'm stepping towards? Where am I slowing down? Where am I taking the time? What part of it is me being scared? And I just want to be a lean, mean, moving machine.
I love it.
Healthiest.
But without pushing. Yeah. How does it feel when you say, I want to be a lean, mean, moving machine?
You know, the truth is, how does it feel? I mean, scared. I'm scared all the time. I'm scared about things with my family. And, you know, some people are just going to die, and it's going to be a long, slow path, and I'm in charge. And it's just part of the human experience, and I'm signed on for it.
Yeah.
But some of those details of it get scary, and not being able to support my family before our income disappears gets really scary.
Okay.
So I'm scared a lot.
Okay. Yeah. So you have this fear, and then you also have this real, it sounds like a really deep sort of yearning towards doing this without pushing.
And I know my
Oh,
goals,
thanks.
and I'm so excited about them.
Okay.
Crazy excited.
Okay. So what do you think stopped the calendar? You were used to filling your calendar from pushing, and now you decided not to. And it sounds like it felt like a real sort of a awakening for you. Would that
Oh,
be
I mean, I'm
accurate?
not even doing my calendaring. Like, I wake up and
Yeah.
then I get overwhelmed by, I just before this call sat down, I was like, we're gonna simplify this, but I need to know what it is I'm working towards each morning. So I'm not waking up in the morning with nothing down. And
Why do
I'm
you think you stopped doing your calendar?
I'm just so tired of pushing and fighting. So tired of it.
That makes sense, right? Because in your mind, you've allied pushing with calendaring and doing all the things. And you're like, I'm not pushing. I'm not going to do it all. The growth is, how will I do the things that will make me money without pushing? I don't know yet because it's brand new, but I have this awareness that I can, because I got this message that this is the time for that. So it's almost like you threw away all the skills you have because you associate them all with pushing. But no, every skill you've acquired, even if you acquired it through pushing, you have it now, and you just want to decouple it from pushing.
Feeling it. I'm trying to feel that.
It's brand new.
Because I know, I mean, I've been doing this since April, and I'm feeling into what's the next thing?
Okay. Well, if the next thing is to make money, this is my take on income. It's very hard to be connected and aligned and like checking in when we're worried about paying the bills. I always think of it as Maslow's hierarchy, right? Which I don't even know if people talk about anymore, but it's like, if we don't have that bottom level of, I know I'm going to be able to feed my family and house my family, and, I don't know what level you're at, then it's hard to get to that top level of, oh, let me check in and,
Well, I have it. I've got
tell
money
me.
coming in.
Oh, so
I've
what?
got, yeah, but I'm
Good.
not, yeah, but it's somebody else's money coming in.
Is it enough to support your family?
Mostly, yes. And I just
Oh,
want to be in the place. So I've got that gift, but this is a great time for me to be getting my business back to where it's supporting my child and me. So I'm not relying on somebody or something else, because it could go away.
oh, listen, even what we make could go away.
Yeah. But I'm not, it's the place where when I'm bringing in the money with my clients, I feel more control over it because it's my business.
I know, but it's fake control. It could still go away.
Yes.
I'm only offering that to you because if you want to be in this place of taking care of your family and giving yourself the space to figure out, how do I do this without pushing? What is it? And you don't have to worry about paying the bills. You could not worry about paying the bills. Right now, you don't have to, but you are.
Yes, because it could go away any month.
Yeah.
Even
if you're bringing it in, it could go away any month.
So the difference that's going on in my brain then is a level of confidence that it's coming in from a business that I'm interacting.
Yeah.
As opposed to a business that somebody else is taking care of. It's my ex that's taking care of things right now.
Yeah.
Because he recognizes how much that I'm doing. So
Oh,
this is all this is all in my brain.
Yes.
Feeling like I have agency. So it's the thoughts.
You do have agency anyway. You obviously had a conversation and a relationship that led to this coming in. It's no less valid than you signing a client.
Yes, it's subtle. I see what you're saying.
Yeah. The only reason I'm sort of belaboring it with you is, think about your week when you wake up and you're figuring out this new way of being successful in business, which you know you can be amazing, but you've decided you're going to do it differently if you didn't worry about money coming in.
Oh, see, now that's really exciting.
Yes.
It's going to, because one of the things I say when I get freaked out in the business is, look, I got this stuff going on with my kid. I'm ferocious. I'm like, I had no idea such a thing was possible.
Yes.
And I'm exactly the person who will go and find and try until my kid is okay. The same thing with
100%.
my mom. So
that's what you got.
Yeah, we know I can do that. Oh, so I see.
And not pushing doesn't mean you lose the ferocity.
Right.
Bring all the amazing qualities you have, all your amazing skills. Like, if I feel like I'm pushing, how would I move towards this? How would ferocious me move towards the solution, towards the plan, towards the new offering, towards the getting clients?
And you know what's interesting? It's mostly all the things I'm about to say no to. It's just a whole lot of no. It's a lot of no.
Okay.
Yeah, no to a lot of things.
Yeah. How does that idea feel?
It's just, yeah.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, part of it, I really like how you're talking, because I'm in the same coaching community as you, and there are things in there that don't feel right or good. And I like the reality check of just price to the market.
Yeah. It's just another way.
No.
Not saying this way is more correct than the other ways. We just want to know there's other ways.
And the difference between entrepreneur and business. It's just like, it's a nice, clean reality check.
Yeah. Awesome. All right. It's beautiful. I'm so glad you came on. So good. Is it Leah or Leia?
Oh, it's both. My father called me Leah and introduced me as his daughter Leia. I have no preference.
That's funny. I feel like I've asked you this before, but I have a terrible memory, so sorry. Alrighty, Miranda. You're coming on. Yes. Hi.
Hi, Bev.
I trained Miranda a long time ago. I haven't seen you for so long. Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
So I have a question on, I feel like I'm in this place where I'm doing more teaching than coaching. I work with moms, and what is easiest for me is helping them with time. So getting their routines in place and getting like schedules for the home and everything with the kids, and I have enjoyed it. But I want to kind of get more into the coaching instead of just saying, here's how I do it. Yeah. And let's kind of tweak my system a little bit to get it to work with you. And then it's a client, and then we do the work, and then we're done. And I would love to get more into the coaching. So my question is kind of like, how do you know because you've talked about your strengths before, when something is so easy for you, like for me, it's all of those, the time and the cleaning, like I don't have two thoughts about it. It's just, I can do it. And I have so much free time with
Would you come and live in my house, please? That's my main question to you. I want you to come and live with me. Yes. Sorry.
Yeah. So
so how do you go from
what's easy for me, but
okay.
At the same time, when I am with clients, I'm kind of like, I feel like I'm so far ahead of them that it's almost feels annoying that I'm like, hey, come on, you need to get this.
Do it.
Because it's so easy for me, and I have a hard time like holding the space, I guess.
Okay, I love it. It's not so much a business question, but let's do it because I think this is brilliant. I think, everyone says choose a niche that you know well. I actually find it the hardest to coach on things that I'm like are easy for me, because I'm like, what's the problem, right? Yeah. So this is what I want to offer you. The only reason it's easy for you is you have thoughts about it that make it feel easy. So you kept doing it. Now it's just a natural skill. The only reason they're not doing it is they have thoughts about it that make it feel impossible. And so the way for you your teaching that you're teaching them is invaluable. The way for you to bring in more coaching this is so easy. You just say, how do you feel when I show you the system? And then you'll be into all the reasons. If they feel like amazing and excited, don't necessarily believe them, right? They may say excited, and you can tell from their voice that they're like dreading it. Respond to that, get the feeling, and then you can go, tell me why you feel you're dreading it. And then you get into all the coaching, which will make the results with your clients exponential.
Right. Okay.
You don't have to change
Because
anything you're doing.
That will help with my selling, because I have a lot of, like, I don't feel, I just don't feel excited about it, because I'm always like this, I don't see it as a problem. And even a lot of times on consults, I'm like, I don't see the problem.
The problem is what they're thinking
Right.
about
So I
time
have to,
and their house and cleaning. And so that will make it exciting, because while the system you're teaching might be the same, the reason they're not doing it will be different every client. That's what keeps coaching fresh and fun. So what you want to do is give yourself the job to make it new and exciting, of not just only teaching them how to do it, helping them figure out why they aren't doing it.
okay.
And the easiest question is, how do you feel as I'm saying this to you? It gets you right there. Tell me why you're feeling this way. Now you've got all your work.
Yep.
So good.
Thank you.
So fun. And let me know when you're moving in, a suite in the basement for you. If you saw my house, you would like be appalled. Bye. And I have a clean lady, so I don't know what's wrong with me. All righty. Sue Campbell. And then we have Megan. I saw Michelle had raised her hand, but I wonder if she had to leave. Sorry, Michelle. Sue. Hello.
Hi, Bev. It's such a pleasure to talk with you.
Good. Tell me.
So I have a business. I'm a coach and I coach writers and I coach them on marketing. So we also have done for you services, and I have one-to-one coaching, and I have a membership. And my goal is to grow the membership. I don't want to totally get rid of one-to-one coaching because I love it.
Okay. Awesome. I love it too.
Yeah, it's what I never want to give that up.
Yeah.
But what I find is when I set a financial goal where I want to grow the club, and most of my money to come from that.
Okay.
Not making that, I backfill with the done for you service clients.
Okay.
I kind of panic.
Okay.
So I'm tension between the financial goal and the scalable club goal. What I will go back to when I want to make sure that I hit my numbers.
Okay. And the problem with that, as you see it, is?
Well, I'm not exactly even sure if this is true, but my brain says, oh, when you take these done for you service clients, that takes away from your time and ability to grow the club. So you're working against yourself. Okay.
How true does that feel to you? I don't know if it's true. This is a real question.
Right. There are some days when it feels very, very true. And there are other days when it kind of feels like BS.
And the best way we know it's true, this way everybody, we say, okay, how many clients do you have one-on-one? How long does it take in the week? And we usually find, some days. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And I have a team that takes care of a lot of the heavy lifting of the done for you stuff. I'm not the one doing a lot of done for you stuff.
Yes.
But there's still like that little part of my brain that spins on this particular issue and either wants to done for you services or just make peace with it.
Well, unless we can find a real problem with you doing done for you, it would be very easy to make peace with it. A, you love it.
Yeah.
B, it doesn't
done for you. I don't love. I love the one-to-one.
Oh, you love the one-on-one. Got it. But done for you brings in money.
Yes.
What don't you love about? I mean, we do this all the time. This should have been another topic, right?
I'm so glad to bring it up for everyone then.
Make lots of money with it. And then we're like, no, I need to throw it away and do this other thing that is very, very hard because I don't know why.
Right.
So you have a team who does done. Why don't you love it? You've got a team who's doing all the work. It's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous. Also, I think that I have a better impact on the coaching side and on the group side. The done for you, it's for me, it's harder to feel successful and it's harder for me to see the impact that I'm making, which sounds
okay. What do you do? Tell us. Okay, so someone says I want done for you. What do they get? How do you sell it? What's your involvement? And then tell us what they get.
Okay, so how do we sell it? It's almost all by referral. I'm not asking those anymore. So someone will refer.
Okay.
And I will talk to the person and I'll fall in love with them and I'll fall in love with their book and I'll be like, okay, we'll do a done for you package. So that can involve a bunch of different things depending on what they already have, but it might involve doing their website. It definitely involves a strategy. I do the strategy. I don't do the website.
Okay.
It always involves pitching for them. So pitching influencers so that they can grow their profile, sell their book, build their list.
You do that or someone else does that?
So I do the master pitch and I oversee it, but I don't write the pitches.
Okay.
I have someone who does that for me as well. So the current 2 done for you clients that I have been great. It was kind of one of those things where like, make your peace with it before you quit. And these 2 beautiful people landed in my lap.
Okay. So you talk to them. Usually you're probably going to love them because it's a referral, which means probably going to be, you know, a really lovely person. Yeah. And then you create the strategy. How much time does that take, more or less, for you?
4 hours.
Okay, about 4 hours. How long does it take you to create the master pitch?
Hour at most. And then I have ongoing calls with them, which are like essentially a lot like one-to-one calls.
How many, more or less?
Once a week. So 1 hour a week per an hour a week per client.
For how long?
It depends, 6 to 9 months usually.
Okay. And they pay you how much for this?
Depending on the client, if it's like a 6 to 9 month contract, it's generally in the $30,000 to $40,000 range.
And we're getting rid of this because
it sounds really
10
silly.
hours, then it's 1 hour a week, and somebody is.
Yeah, I'm sorry, everyone.
No, I love it. We do this. This is not just you. It's part of also, I think, this like echo chamber where like you should only do one-on-ones for a certain amount of time. Otherwise, you're not doing it right.
Right.
How much are you making with your one-on-ones? Lots of money. How do you like them? I love them.
Yeah.
Which part of this is not right?
Right.
Now, for you, I think you don't even have to love it, because I think the way I would look at this, if it were me, is this is supporting my passion project, which I would love to one day make, you know, in addition, also become very big and successful, but I never, ever have to worry about income because there's this very easy thing that's just pretty much on auto.
Yeah. Yeah.
So then the question for you becomes, why am I not growing? Why am I not doing what it takes to grow this thing if I say I want to do it? Now that we're done with, you're not changing anything, right? I'm just letting that generate all the money for whatever you want to do in marketing or whatever creation for the membership. If that's what you want to grow, why aren't you growing it?
Well, I feel like I've made a huge step toward that. I just did a summit for writers that finished up in October, which was, I wanted it to be the biggest thing that we had ever done. And we had 9,300 people register for the summit. And it was magic, like the speakers who came together. And I felt so satisfied and proud of myself and happy because it was such a huge step forward, because it was exactly what you're saying. I was spinning out and going, okay, why am I playing so small? Why am I not making progress on this when I say it's what I want? And that summit brought in, there's some of them are still in a free trial, but it brought in 60 new members. So it more than doubled our membership. Right.
So, okay. So my question to you is, what exactly is the problem in your business?
Me?
Other than what how you're talking about it, you have the most amazing business.
Yeah. I mean,
you have this new thing. That's a goal. You've doubled it in one go, which means that you're going to keep doing that. Nothing's stopping you.
Yeah.
It's
I think
unbelievable.
the reason my brain is bringing this done for you back up again is because the summit was so successful and we doubled the thing. And so now my brain's like,
Oh.
ooh, can we get rid of this other thing?
Well, you can.
Yeah. But I'm not.
Why
I
would
don't-
you?
Yeah, I don't want to yet. I think another thing that gets in my head about it, and I'm sure people can relate to this because we all hear it so much, is that, oh, you should only have one offer. You should only be doing one thing.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
I literally do not know why. Listen, again, if that feels amazing,
Right.
if that idea of just one offer feels amazing, so whenever I'm done with one, I start another one. If it feels amazing, please do it, everybody. And if it's working for you, please do it. But if you want 3 offers, there is no rule in the world that says you should only have one offer.
Yeah.
It's an idea that has been very successful for many people. And if it works for you, go.
It's
I like
scary
a few
the
different
heck
offers because
out
I
of
get
me.
bored quickly.
Yeah, I
That's
get bored
so
quickly, and
interesting.
it's scary because it's like, okay, if that one offer, if something goes sideways with it, like you said, because the economy changed and the circumstances are different, then you have to completely pivot. Whereas if you have a
Yes.
2 or 3, you can
Yes.
always fill one of them.
I just have to tell you, we are in coaching because we want to have an impact and make a difference. And some of us who don't care about money at all should just do what we love. But I'm trying to imagine you come to an EO forum or you sit in front of my brother, who's a mentor for me, serial entrepreneur, and you're like, I've got this really easy, really profitable arm of my business, but I want to give it up because I don't know how much impact to have. They would like be very confused.
Totally. Yeah.
So business is about numbers.
Yeah.
It's not like you're harming anybody. I think it sounds like you have an amazing impact. Somebody wants to get their work out into the world, their message, and you help them do it. I don't know why that's not impact. Maybe you're not helping them manage their mind, but you're doing something else very valuable.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think one of the things that can make me feel great about it is just to be super picky about which of those clients I take on, that I only take on clients who I completely love and love their book.
Okay, but you don't have to make yourself feel okay about this.
Okay.
This is amazing. Now, I agree with you. Anytime I override my intuition, I take somebody who my intuition says no, I always regret it.
Yeah.
So do it for that reason, not
Oh,
to justify having one on. Your done for you does not need to be justified. Your done for you should be celebrated.
Yes.
It might not be, you might love coaching more, but you're doing it anyway. This is just.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you, Bev.
So good. The problems we cause ourselves. Okay, Megan, you are our last person. Bye, Sue.
Okay, there we go. Hi.
Hi, Dom. How are you?
Thank you. Thank you. I'm good. Thank you.
Love it. Let's do it.
Okay.
5 minutes or less.
5 minutes or less. Okay. So I think my biggest thing is and it's a great problem to have. I just don't know why I'm letting it stop me, is that
Yeah.
so many different, so my niche, I've created this big community, but I'm not putting out offers. So I've got, 217 people on my Facebook group, another 18,000 Facebook group. I have 627 people in my email group, and I'm not.
Wait, you have an 18,000 Facebook group?
Yeah.
Okay, I love it. Do you want to put out offers? Why is it a problem?
I think because I am so connected to my niche, and there's this little bit of me feeling a little bit like a fraud because I haven't overcome the problem yet.
Oh, you mean you're teaching them how to make offers?
No, so my niche is in sweating.
Okay.
And so I can help people sweat less. That's what I do.
Amazing.
But I'm still not comfortable with my own sweat. So I'm still not willing enough to go out there in front of people, not hide it. And
Okay.
that's what I'm trying to
Oh,
get
you
over.
mean you might start sweating, or you would have to tell them? Okay. Got it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Does that make sense? Yeah.
Okay. Do you say that you are?
Sweating? No. But I've
Like you
stopped
say,
it.
oh, I'm fine. I don't smell.
No.
Okay. So what's the problem?
I think because maybe I'm trying to fix it for them. So many.
Well, you're offering to help them fix it, and you are. I'm assuming if they stay, all these people, they're obviously getting some value from you.
Yeah, well, a lot of the Facebook group is all about information. So go on to this group because they want to be a part of a community, and then they ask questions and they talk about their experiences. So
Amazing.
a lot of me on this, when I'm posting on there, is just answering their questions. It's not coaching.
Okay, so help me understand the problem with you possibly sweating in public with your people.
It's how it makes me feel. So
How does it make you feel?
Yeah, so if people see me sweating,
Yeah,
I get really insecure and self-conscious and feel shame.
Okay.
Things. And
Okay,
that's what
so that's what's holding you back. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I just want to offer this to you because I want to see how that idea feels. I'm not telling you what to do.
Yeah.
But to me, this sounds like part of your brand.
Yes.
So you're thinking until it's done, I can't have a sellable brand. And I'm thinking, oh, only if you think you need to be okay with it, then you can't have a sellable brand.
Yeah.
I'm making this offer. I want you to come. I'm going to be on stage. I want you to know I might sweat.
Yeah.
And if you do, I'm going to talk you through what it's like for me and how I address that. How does that feel when I say that to you?
It's emotional. Yeah. Because I've made it so much part of who I am. And then the people that I'm trying to help, it's so much part of who they are that it's just, I don't know what's holding me back. Like
this.
They need
know.
help.
Don't say you don't know what's holding you back. You do know what's holding you back. What's holding you back is this idea that it will be a disaster if they see me sweat.
Yes.
It will be the best. It will be the best thing for them ever. They'll be like, my teacher is willing to go on stage and teach me with the sweating. That means I could do what I want to do.
Yes. Okay. Totally different perspective.
Now listen, Megan, this is one of its ideas. I never tell people not to think things, but I am telling it to you because it's not true. Every time you say, I don't know what's holding me back, correct yourself. I know what's holding me back. It's this idea that I have to be over this or that I can't do it until I know I won't sweat. You don't have to do anything about it, but telling ourselves the truth is always the first step because then your brain will offer you, it's okay, just how we did, like some brainstorming about it, or I could use this as part of my teaching, and then you won't feel like you have to hide behind information. I tried this. It didn't work for me. I have to tell you. I still sometimes sweat too much, but it might work for you. So I'm offering it to you. Let's talk about it. I'm never giving up. I'm going to keep looking for solutions for you and for me. This is where I'm at now. This is what we've got for you now. The minute you are wanting to do that, I promise you everything will open up for you.
Okay.
And I'm not saying you have to be willing, but you must tell yourself the truth. I know exactly why I'm not making offers. It's where I'm at right now. I don't want to change it. I'm not ready. I feel too vulnerable. It's not a problem. But at least I'm not stuck in, I don't know land. There's nowhere to go.
Yes. Okay. I thought I never used those words anymore, but clearly I do.
I want you to go back and listen because the minute we found, first you said it, fine. Then we found out why. And then you said it again straight after.
I didn't even know I said it.
Yes.
Okay.
I love our brains. Okay. Beautiful. I love it. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you.
Okie dokie. All right. I'm sending you back. Okay. I'm going to say one last thing about integrity. again, it's a take it or leave it. It's on my mind, and so I'm going to say it. As coaches, we want to talk about and teach about what we know. Currently, and often when there are world events going on, there will be a lot of pressure on you to talk in your professional capacity about things you know nothing about. And I just want to offer you, check in with yourself about whether that feels in integrity. I have been going through this because, you know, there's a war in Israel. It's very personal. It truly does feel like a war against all of us Jews all around the world. And there are people posting very, very brave and beautiful things. And so I spent a long time, I got a lot of coaching, a lot of soul searching about what's going to be my position here. I don't have a personal profile. You know, I'm not on social media at all. I'm just on LinkedIn for my business. So I don't have a personal profile where I would go and maybe post things. I don't know. I don't post anything personal. So I don't know what I would do, but I think that might be the space. But what I came to was, this is my professional space it's an oasis for everybody. We talk about coaching, we talk about expansion, and I don't ever bring in my personal struggles. Sometimes I'll tell a story, right, about something I was going through and how I sort of solved it, but my personal opinions are not at all relevant. So I just want to offer that to you. If it feels in integrity and in alignment with your brand to go, you know, posting your opinions about current events, I'm not saying don't do it. What I'm saying is check in with your integrity. Do I know enough about what's going on? Am I an expert? Does this feel aligned with who I am and with my brand? And that's what I'm offering you. Every time I have a bit of a dilemma about this kind of thing, I always talk to Trudy LeBron. I have never hired her, but we see each other at Life Coach School events all the time. And I love her perspective. And so often I'm thinking, I'm going to tell her how I'm handling something and she's going to judge me. Every time she goes, no, you're doing it right because it feels aligned. Such a gift from her. So I'm offering that to you. Again, it's a take it or leave it. Like everything I ever say is a thought that I made up in my mind. If it resonates, please keep it. If it doesn't, don't ever think you're doing it wrong. What I said was wrong for you. I love you all. I'm going to send out the recording. I'll send out info about my programs, and I'll see you in all the places.